In Los Angeles during the early 2000s, a young boy named Inigo Pascual sits quietly on his bed, a guitar resting on his lap. Around him, the room tells a story of someone else's fame. The walls are covered with movie posters of his father, Piolo Pascual, one of the most celebrated stars in the Philippines. Inigo loves his father deeply, but living in his shadow feels heavy. At school, classmates don't see him, they see the name, the legacy, the expectations. "You're the actor's son," they say, as if that's all he'll ever be. Each day, he tries to smile through it, but inside, there's a quiet ache, the feeling of being invisible in a world that only recognizes his father's glow. Music becomes his secret escape. Every strum of the guitar feels like a small rebellion, a whisper to the world that he has something of his own to say. One night, after everyone's asleep, Inigo stares at his reflection in the mirror. He sees not just a boy, but a dreamer, someone desperate to be known for who he truly is. His voice breaks the silence as he whispers, "Someday, they'll know me for who I am." That moment changes everything. It's not about outshining his father or competing with his fame. It's about discovering his own light, a spark of determination that will one day grow into the fire of his own identity, music, and purpose. Years later, at just 17, Inigo makes a life-changing decision, to leave behind his comfort zone in Los Angeles and move to the Philippines to chase his dream. It's not an easy choice. He's stepping into a world where everyone already knows his last name, where expectations follow him like shadows. Manila is loud, competitive, and filled with young talents all fighting for a chance to be heard. At his first audition, whispers ripple through the room. "That's Piolo's son," someone mutters. The words sting like a reminder that no matter how hard he tries, people still see him as someone else's reflection. But instead of letting the doubt break him, Inigo takes a deep breath, steps up to the microphone, and begins to sing. His voice trembles at first, raw, uncertain, but filled with something real, emotion. The judges don't give him an easy win, but he earns something much more valuable, respect. For the first time, someone listens to him, not his name. From that day on, Inigo works harder than ever. He spends long nights practicing until his fingers ache, replaying melodies over and over until they sound just right. Every note becomes a statement, that he's not just Piolo Pascual's son, he's Inigo Pascual, an artist in his own right. Slowly, he begins to believe it himself, and that belief becomes the foundation for everything that follows. In 2016, after years of silent hard work, Inigo finally pours his heart into writing a song that feels entirely his own, Dahil Sa'yo. It's honest, youthful, and full of the joy and vulnerability of love. He doesn't expect much, he just wants to share a piece of himself with the world. But when the song is released, something extraordinary happens. It catches fire. Within weeks, it's everywhere, on radio stations, in malls, at parties, and across YouTube, where millions start singing along. For the first time, people don't introduce him as Piolo's son. They say, "That's Inigo Pascual, the guy who sang Dahil Sa'yo." The fame that once belonged only to his father now begins to bloom in his own name. He steps onto stages packed with fans, their voices echoing his lyrics back at him. Under the bright lights, as thousands sing every word he wrote, Inigo feels something he's been chasing his whole life, recognition, not borrowed, but earned. In one unforgettable concert, as the crowd sings the chorus, he lowers his mic and listens. The sound fills his chest with pride and emotion. For a moment, time freezes. His eyes well up, and with a shaky voice he whispers into the microphone, "This is all I ever wanted." The applause roars like thunder. In that instant, Inigo knows, the boy who once lived in someone's shadow has finally found his own light. Success brings Inigo the fame he once dreamed of, but behind the bright lights, a different kind of struggle begins. The endless performances, interviews, and expectations start to wear him down. Everywhere he goes, people smile and cheer, yet when he looks in the mirror, he feels a growing emptiness. The pressure to stay perfect, to always deliver, becomes heavier than ever. Some nights, after the shows are over and the crowd's noise fades, he sits alone in his room, staring at the ceiling, wondering if people truly see him, or just the version they want to see. Fame, he realizes, doesn't always bring happiness. It can also bring isolation. The boy who once wanted to be seen now struggles to hold on to himself. But instead of giving up, Inigo turns to the one thing that has always saved him, music. He begins writing songs that speak about pain, loneliness, and self-worth. The lyrics are honest, sometimes raw, but they come straight from his heart. Through those songs, he starts to heal. Fans begin to connect not just to his voice, but to his truth. They see a young man who isn't afraid to be real. Slowly, Inigo learns that vulnerability isn't weakness, it's strength. The same spotlight that once felt heavy now becomes his platform to inspire others. By sharing his struggles, he finds peace in knowing that his story might help someone else find their own. By 2021, Inigo's journey takes a remarkable turn. He lands a major role in the American TV series Monarch, marking his entry into Hollywood, a dream that once felt impossible for a boy who started out in his father's shadow. Standing on an international set, surrounded by actors from around the world, Inigo realizes how far he's come. This isn't just another performance, it's a symbol of everything he's fought for, his voice, his name, his identity. Filming days are long and challenging, but he carries with him the same determination that pushed him through every rejection and doubt. He knows that this moment isn't about proving himself to others anymore, it's about proving to himself that he belongs. His talent, once questioned, now shines beyond borders. Between takes, he sometimes reflects on the boy he used to be, the one who once whispered to the mirror, "Someday, they'll know me for who I am." That whisper has become reality. From local concerts in Manila to international stages, from being known as Piolo's son to standing proudly as Iñigo Pascual, he has carved his own path. One quiet evening on set, as the sun dips below the horizon, Inigo smiles softly and says to himself, "Dad gave me his name, but I made it my own." The camera fades out, his song catching feelings playing in the background, the sound of a dream fulfilled, and a legacy truly begun.